I've been writing a lot of letters lately. And it's because I'm in the middle of a huge transformation and shit's gotta be said. Sometimes there's things you wish you knew before you started your journey, and not just to get ahead in life, but to save yourself the heartache and wondering of if what you're doing is even right. Wondering if you can do something more efficiently, or if all of your hard work will pay off in the end, or if it's even worth it. I know that they say that it's all about the journey and yada yada yada, but the journey is scary as fuck sometimes. And there are some things that I would have liked to known only if to give me peace of mind that I'm not going to plummet to my imminent death if I jump off of the metaphorical cliff. In some cases I might have jumped sooner if I knew that I would have sprouted wings. And I guess you can say that overcoming the fear from jumping off of the cliff and developing the resilience from the recovery is all part of the journey and making me into the person I need to be to continue the journey. But I'm not much of a thrill seeker. And although I'm a very dramatic person, I could do without the dramatics sometimes. So here are some things I wish I knew as a writer and creative of 10 years before I started my journey. Here are the things that I wish I could tell my younger self.
Aaliyah Zealous.
Tell yourself and everyone you meet that you are a writer, or whatever it is the thing that you are. Don't shy away and let imposter syndrome keep you from claiming the title that is rightfully yours. You don't have to be a bestseller on some prestigious list. You don't have to have sold 1 million books to a plethora of fans. As soon as you picked up the pen and started writing what was on your heart, you became a writer. As soon as you clicked the button to make your work available on the internet for everyone to read, you became a published author. Claim it early so you're not struggling down the line of if you're worthy of being called an author or a published writer. You need to plant the goalpost before society and other people try to move it, because they always will. You can be brilliant and unpolished at the same time. The magic happens in the edits. I have to say this a million times. Just put your shit down on paper, because the magic happens in the edits. The plot coming together, the holes being filled, the metaphors and meaning behind the characters and their story, the theme of the overarching story, characters developing, it all happens in the edits. If anything, let that be the most reassuring part for you. Your first draft should be the ugliest, mangliest, most malnourished skeletal version of itself, because you bring her to life in the edits. Put yourself out there on social media. It is such a great tool, and in this day and age, it can help you to find an audience to connect to potential readers, and to book lovers in your genre far faster and oftentimes far more effectively than any trad publishing house can. We're in the age where you, as a writer and an author, having your own platform or connecting to your audience directly is going to play a huge role in how you're received as an author. Even if you do plan on going the traditional publishing route, putting yourself out there, finding a community, and letting others know that you are also a writer is going to put you 10 steps ahead and put you in mental spaces and airways that could connect you to potential opportunities that you didn't even know were available. The work you're afraid to share is oftentimes the work that resonates with people the most. Write the sexually charged scenes that you're afraid that your family or the religious woman down the street may read and judge you for. Let her clutch her pearls. Write embarrassing scenes that are referenced from embarrassing moments in your own life. Make it raw. Let the emotions fill your body again and then release it back out onto paper. Sometimes the scenes that we feel embarrassed to write about are the most emotionally charged and vulnerable and will connect to others much more authentically. I wish I would have known this when I was younger and when I was starting out as a writer, but your creative worth, your worth is not measured by your productivity. You are still a writer even on the days that you don't write. Go figure. Your creative value is not measured by your output or your word count or imaginary deadlines and your ability to constantly churn out content. Create meaningful work that resonates with you and let it take as long as it needs to be complete. Rest and reflection and time are a huge part of the creative process. And don't let society convince you that it isn't, or that something is wrong, or that means that something is wrong with you. Once you plant a seed, it needs time and space to grow. Don't let anyone else rush your process. Your voice is much more important than the market. Write the things that you actually want to write about and stay true to you, not what sells today. The market looks at trends and what is currently making money, but it doesn't take into account the millions of people just waiting for new concepts, new characters, new ideas, and new worlds that make them think in a completely different way. Being marketable does not mean that you have to create the things that are already selling. It means you have to find the right way to connect to the audience that your work appeals to. I feel like this goes into your worth is not measured by your productivity as well, but every creative season has a purpose. The dry spells, the rejections, the long winters, they all have a purpose in your process. They were all preparing you because the process of creativity is not linear. There's gonna be times where you're hyped and the magic is just flowing, and there's gonna be times where you're just constipated. Normalize the ebb and flow of publishing, writing, and creating. Learn when slowing down and gathering your energy is the exact thing that's going to propel you forward. No one will ever care about your work more than you do. You are the fire starter, the keeper of your vision, and you have to own that. It's important to take charge in how you want your creative career to unfold. You have so much power in your hands that you don't even realize. Having autonomy over your creative journey and having access to all of these tools with social media and self-publishing is a ginormous gift. You have so much creative control, and you can build your empire in your image and make it all that you want it to be. If you want to have a book empire about fairies and be called the mother of fairies online and have your content be all about the lessons that you've learned from fairies, then do that shit. You want to write strange fiction with poetry included in each chapter, do that too. If you want something to happen in your career, do it. You have to do it. Don't wait for some almighty publishing house to swoop in and invest in you and make you great. And dear younger me, being weird is your superpower. Stop trying to outgrow it. You don't need permission to take up space, and you're not too intense. You were just made for deeper waters.